Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus channel. The U.S. Navy builds some of the most durable ships in the world. Unfortunately, the only way to ensure they can stand up to the punishment they might face during actual combat is through the use of full ship shock trials. Such evaluations have been in place since the early 1940s to test the survivability of ships against torpedo attacks. Since then, the Navy has continued to conduct shock trials on its ships to ensure they can withstand the shock and vibration of underwater explosions. During shock trials, the ship is typically subjected to a series of controlled explosions at varying distances and depths. The ship's response to the shock waves is then monitored using a variety of sensors. By evaluating this sensor data, the ship's engineers can identify any areas or systems needing improvement. One of the newer vessel types introduced by the United States Navy is the LCS, or Littoral Combat Ship. These small, agile warships are designed to operate close to shore in shallow waters, accomplishing a wide range of missions, including anti-submarine warfare and special operations support. However, operating mainly in shallow waters exposes them to sea mines and explosive barrages from shore, which makes shock trials very important.
2, 1.
The USS Milwaukee underwent its shock trials in September 2016.
All hands remain aboard.
Despite its conventional hull design, the 378-foot vessel proved remarkably resilient to damage from the explosives. However, trimaran-style LCS vessels like the USS Jackson are even more stable due to their extensive contact with the water surface. They can also operate in even shallower water than their monohull counterparts. In 2017, the United States military introduced its largest and most advanced aircraft carrier ever, the USS Gerald R Ford. The massive new carrier, the first in its class, is nearly 1,100 feet long and is part of a program costing more than $13 billion. The Gerald R Ford underwent shock trials in June of 2021, during which the Navy detonated a series of underwater explosive charges near the ship. These powerful detonations sent shock waves across the ship's hull, affecting its physical components, electronics, and other systems. During the trial, the ship's crew closely monitored the effects of the explosions as closely as possible, while recording details for later analysis. While it's essential to know how various combat scenarios can affect the ship itself, it's also crucial that crew members on board understand how they will affect them. Indeed, The men and women of the crew need to know how to avoid injury during an attack so they can do their jobs. This means practicing proper bracing procedures and avoiding areas of the ship that contain additional hazards or risks. Long before a vessel is completed, engineers will conduct in-depth tests on detailed models using highly accurate indoor oceans. Perhaps the best example is the Maneuvering and Seakeeping Basin, or MASC. This is a highly specialized testing facility. It's located at the Naval Surface Warfare Center at Carter Rock in Maryland. At 360 meters long, 240 meters wide, and 12.5 meters deep, this ocean simulator provides the perfect environment to evaluate the performance of ships and marine structures under various sea conditions. Using a system of finger-like paddles, the pool can generate waves up to 3 meters high and simulate wind speeds up to 50 knots. The Basin also has a moving platform, known as the carriage, which can simulate the motion of a ship at sea. Labs capable of simulating waves have uses that go far beyond the military, especially given the increased threats posed by climate change. For instance, this facility at Oregon State University, known as the Wave Lab, has proven immensely helpful in simulating various weather events. In this case, the school is evaluating the potential effects of a tsunami hitting Cannon Beach, a seaside city located northwest of Portland. By studying this data, students can consider new ways of protecting against natural disasters. Most vessels operating in the United States military are designed for combat. This means they have both defensive and offensive capabilities. As with the ship's ability to withstand damage, each vessel must also undergo frequent weapons testing to ensure maximum combat effectiveness. This includes live fire training, sinking exercises, and a variety of other valuable drills. Indeed, it's not uncommon for multiple branches of the U.S. military to participate in these exercises together. A good example is the Quick Sync program from the Air Force Research Laboratory, or AFRL. The AFRL is a research organization within the United States Air Force responsible for conducting cutting-edge research in various fields, including aerospace systems, materials science, and energy technologies. Once a threat is detected, a plane can deploy the weapon, which seeks and destroys the target in mere minutes. While impressive from the air, deck footage shows how the weapon instantly breaks the entire keel of the ship, causing it to begin sinking immediately. It's also not uncommon for multiple countries to collaborate on naval combat and defense exercises. Perhaps the best example of this is the Rim of the Pacific exercise, or RIMPAC. This is a biennial naval exercise hosted by the United States in the waters around Hawaii. The exercise typically involves naval forces from various countries such as Canada, Australia, Japan, and South Korea. One component of RIMPAC is the SINK-X. As the name implies, these are live-fire sinking exercises that typically involve targeting decommissioned ships with missiles and torpedoes. The exercise aims to provide naval forces an opportunity to practice and improve their tactics, targeting, and weapon systems. However, it's important to note that there are multiple levels of safety at play during a SINK-X exercise. For instance, the United States ensures plenty of precautions are taken to minimize the impact on the marine environment. Before the sinking, the ships are thoroughly cleaned of materials that could harm the environment. Also, a preliminary survey is conducted to ensure the area is clear of any marine mammals or other protected species. SINK-X involves not just destroyers and other combat ships, but aircraft and submarines as well. In 2018, the Los Angeles-class fast attack sub USS Olympia played a significant role in the sinking of a decommissioned vessel.
Locking the bridge and rows.
One of the major blows was dealt when the Olympia fired a harpoon missile from several dozen feet under the surface. The harpoon is a type of anti-ship missile that has been in service since the 1970s. It was designed to be a medium-range, sea-skimming missile that could be launched from various platforms, including ships, submarines, and aircraft. The harpoon missile uses an active radar seeker to locate and track its target, and can be programmed with specific target coordinates prior to launch. The missile is designed to target surface ships and can strike targets at distances of up to 130,000 feet. Weapons specialists are well aware of this weapon's destructive capabilities, which is why they take great care to handle it safely at all times. Thanks to RIMPAC and SINK-X, these men and women can get a taste of actual combat in a safe, controlled environment. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.